This episode is sponsored by Warner Brothers. Hello and welcome back to Film Pro Productivity and Success, the podcast that helps film professionals and other creative people to live a more focused, effective and happy life. My name is Carter Ferguson and this is episode 121. 3 more lessons from Demi Demi. Yes, even more lessons.
Tough time never lasts. Only tough people last.
And there he was, the man himself, Demi Demi. Yes, today I am back again with another Demi Demi episode. He's a real character and a mover and a shaker on TickTock and YouTube with his viral video, Tough Times Never Last, Only Tough People Last. And he's released hundreds of short 1-minute motivational pieces on, I think it's maybe more successful even on TikTok than it is on YouTube. But he's released all these things and I'm visiting another 3 of them here again today. And maybe it's just my Scottish ear, but I find his accent a little bit difficult to follow. So I have, as I did in the previous episodes, transcribed and I will be reiterating his message using using almost entirely his own words after each piece. And in last week's show, I was comparing... Have I got these mixed up? I think I'm batch recording, a good productivity technique, but it does cause some confusion sometimes. In last week's show, I'm pretty sure I talked about laziness versus procrastination. It's something that comes up again and again. So if that's something that's of interest to you, please go back and have a listen. But enough about that. Let's get back on to Demi Demi. I love this guy, so I'm not going to mess about here. Let's get into it. Let's listen up, folks. Let's listen attentively.
Listen to this. Listen to this attentively. Philippians, it's known as the book of joy, while it was written in jail by Paul. Listen to this attentively. Philippians, it's known as the book of joy, while it was written in jail by Paul. Your current situation is not your destination. It's just a filling station. Wait for your time to come. Some of you delaying your process because you skip in the queue. You want to arrive first. Philippians, it's known as a book of joy, while it was written in jail by Paul. Your current situation does not determine your future. Learn to wait for your time. Learn to wait for the process to be completed. Hurry, eat the goat. You want to jump the queue, you want to be the first, you want to arrive first. Learn to wait for your time to come.
And if you've not been listening to my Demi Demi episodes before, that is the sort of thing to expect. And I thought I'd let the whole one run on this episode. I think previously I've cut it down a little bit, but it's worth just listening to the whole thing. But here I am to help you folks with my transcription of this. These episodes might sound like they're easy to do, but it does not take 5 minutes to clarify what actually is getting said there. But he's such a good guy. His messages are so strong. I really feel that they're worth dipping into now and again. And I'd love to keep doing an episode like this every season, in fact. So if you are enjoying these ones, please let me know. But this is what he's saying. He's saying, Philippians is known as a book of joy, while it was written in jail by Paul. Listen to this attentively. Philippians is known as a book of joy, while it was written in jail by Paul. Your current situation is not your destination. It's just a filling station. Wait for your time to come. Some of you delay your processing because you skipping the queue. You want to arrive fast. Philippians is known as a book of joy, while it was written by Paul in jail. Your current situation does not determine your future. Learn to wait for your time. Learn to wait for the process to be completed. Hurry. Eat a goat. I don't know why he says these things. You want to jump the queue. You want to be first. You want to arrive fast. Learn to wait for your time to come. The power. And it's another strong message from Demi Demi there, which I felt I should include. You know, your current situation is not your destination, is what he's saying. So if things are bad now, you know, don't let them get on top of you. You can always hang on in there. And I used to say to myself when I was having hard times, when I had my breakdown 2012, I used to say, this too shall pass, knowing that, you know, whatever difficulty I was dealing with right at that moment, I wouldn't potentially be dealing with it as life went on, and that has definitely been the case. And another thing about this trying to hurry, you need to watch you're not trying to, it's not about skipping queues or whatever, but you know, in my business, specifically in fight coordination, I'm getting at least 2 people per week, and it used to be more, that will write to me or speak to me, and they'll be calling themselves a fight coordinator, but they've actually not been mentored, they've not done any time on it. There's some people out there that are putting time into it and effort into it, that's a different thing. But some people have this microwave mentality and they want to zoom to the front without any of the experience. And all that happens if they ever do get to the front is they can't handle it, because there's a lot more to the job than some people think. But anyway, that was a really nice message there from him. Learn to wait your turn, or I think it's actually worded as learn to wait for you time, I think is what it's called on YouTube, and I'll post the YouTube link in the show notes. But without further ado, here is another.
Listen to this. Listen to this attentively. Your friend's success should motivate you, not to intimidate you. Listen to this attentively. Demon, your friend's success should motivate you, not to intimidate you. Just because your friend are achieving before you, it does not mean that you are a failure. There is no latecomers when you come into success. Wait for your time so that you can get your turn. Don't be jealous. Your friends are buying cars, instead of you say congrats, you are jealous, you criticize. Hey, this car, hey, the parts are expensive. Hey, this phone, hey, the data and what. Stop jealousy. Your friend's success should motivate you that your time is coming, not to intimidate you. Some power, some new phone there, some iPhone there, some power.
And another classic from Demi Demi there. And yeah, your friend's success should motivate you, not to intimidate you, is what he's saying. He says, listen to this attentively. Your friend's success should motivate you, not to intimidate you. Just because your friends are achieving before you, it does not mean that you are a failure. There's no latecomers when you come into success. I really like that. There's no latecomers when you come into success. Wait for your time so that you can get your 10. Don't be jealous. Your friends are buying cars instead of you. Say congratulations. You are jealous. You're criticizing. Hey, this car. The parts are expensive. Hey, this phone. Stop jealousy. Your friend's success should motivate you that your time is coming, not to intimidate. Some new phones, hey, some iPhone there. I've talked again about this in the past, and it's my Kevin McKidd story. I was working with Kevin again recently, and he was awesome, as ever. In fact, both actors in that scene, it was on a thing called The Elect, which will be coming out soon, TV show, and it was Kevin McKidd and Mike Moreland is what he's known as. That's not how I knew him. I knew him from youth theatre. I knew Kevin from college. But it's an excellent looking little television show to look out for. Anyway, I'm being sidetracked. I told a story before about Kevin. I met someone who was in Kevin's class like a year after he'd graduated. And Kevin was brilliant at college. And he got straight into things like The Silver Darlings, the theatre show he did. And then he did Trainspotting. And he just got great success because he was talented. He was a great guy at college. And I had this feeling of, well, you know, there's great success for Kevin. That means we've all got a chance of getting success. But this chap I bumped into was very jealous of him, very negative, and he went nowhere. That negativity led him nowhere. So this is a great lesson. Your friend's success should motivate you, not intimidate you. There's no latecomers when you come into success. A very valuable second lesson there from Demi Demi. But let me end now with lesson number 3, slightly shorter one, I think. All of these are only 1 minute. I think it's worth me keeping the whole bit in there. But let's just fire into the next one.
Hi, but Demi, listen to this. Hey. If you don't like where you are, move. You are not a tree. You are not a tree. I repeat. If you don't like where you are currently, it might be in a relationship, it might be at work, it might be in the friendship, it might be in the situation or background. If you don't like where you are, move. You are not a tree. If there's no way, if there's no way, great one. Some power there, some royalty there, something strong there, some PSD, Demi, move.
I should probably chuck in here that I don't think that Demi Demi has a mental health problem. By the way, I think he's just a regular guy. But he plays these things up to make them exciting and interesting, and he does have his followers, and I'm certainly one of them. But what he's talking about there, I feel I might have used this before. Maybe I've just quoted it before. But move. You are not a tree. That's what he's saying. It's another brilliant bit of advice. If you don't like where you are, move. You are not a tree. You are not a tree. I repeat, if you don't like where you are currently, it might be a relationship, it might be at work, it might be in friendship, it might be in situation and background. If you don't like where you are, move. You are not a tree. If there's no way, create one. Some reality there. And to be honest, I just couldn't interpret what he was going on about at this page at this point. But it ended up with, if you don't like where you are, move, which is a really great piece of advice. And that's all for today, as it happens. And today's call to action is simply to consider the 3 messages that I've put out for you there. They are: learn to wait for your time, your friend's success should motivate you, not intimidate you, and the third one was move. You are not a tree. I'll say them again. Learn to wait for your time. Don't rush things and wait. Things are going to get better. Don't try to rush ahead. Your friend's success should motivate you, not intimidate you. There's no latecomers when it comes into success. And finally, move if you're not happy. You are not a tree. I want you to consider them and apply just one of them to your everyday life and work. And if you like what you've heard here today and want to hear more from Demi Demi, I will be posting links to his YouTube channel in the show notes. I don't have TickTock myself, so I can't post that link, but I don't think it'll be particularly difficult to find. And I'll also be posting the individual links to each of the lessons that I've put in the spotlight today. So please go and subscribe to his YouTube channel, his TickTock, if you like what you're hearing. And you might also want to go back and listen to episodes 106 and 96 if you missed these ones, because they focus on, I think, another 8 of Demi Demi's messages in the same way that I have done here today. And that's all for the moment. In next week's show, I'm going to be covering the subject of the focus funnel, and that's one that I've mentioned in the past, but which I feel deserves an episode of its own. These episodes have got a little bit longer than I'd planned them to be recently, so this is going to be a slightly more regular one again. But please join me there to find out more about the awesome focus funnel. It's something I use quite often. But in the meantime, thanks again for tuning in today. You can really help the show, incidentally, by subscribing on any podcast app, the one of your choice, and leaving a review there if you feel the inclination. These reviews help the algorithm to promote the show, and it's a great help for me if other people are talking about it and tweeting about it or whatever on social media as well. So anything you can do that to create a noise about the show would be very, very useful to me. In the meantime, though, I'm going to end with some words again from the man himself, Demi Demi. But first I'll say I would like you to take control of your own destiny, keep on shooting, and join me next time on Film Pro Productivity and Success.
The biggest wall that you need to climb is the one that you build in your mind. The biggest wall that you need to climb is the one that you build in your mind. Some power.
The music that you can hear right now is Adventures by Himitsu, and the executive producer for this season is my good friend Christopher McPhillips from Artos Digital. You can view the show notes for this episode on the official website, only on the official website for the full show notes. That's filmproproductivity.com, and you can also follow the show on Twitter at FilmProProdPod or on Facebook at FilmProProductivity. LinkedIn as well, I think, is at FilmProProductivity. Please continue to support the show, folks, by subscribing, spreading the word, and leaving an awesome review.